And welcome to another mystery pattern if you're new to the channel. So what I have here is a very old book. This is a pattern book from 1846, and my son went through for me and blacked out all of the pattern titles, as these patterns do not have any illustrations. So with the titles blacked out, we don't have a clue what the pattern is meant to be. So I shake my little numbers around, I pick a number, and whichever number I pull, I work the corresponding pattern. Now that you're all caught up, for those of you who have been watching this, you know we've been working exclusively from this one book, but I'm going to change things up a bit. I have this book from 1847. The book has got some great patterns in it. So there's only 3 workable patterns in that book, though. The rest of it is netting and knitting. But I added those 3 patterns to our pile. So if I pull up a number and it has a little asterisk next to it, that comes from the new book. Okay, are we ready to go? Let's pick our number. Okay, so are we going to pick from the old book or the new book? I don't know. Here we go. What do we got? And it's from the new book. Okay, that's kind of exciting. Not at all planned out, I swear on everything. This is going to be pattern number 3 of the only 3 patterns I got from the new book. So let's check it out and see what it looks like. And since we're going to work this one is now gone and done. Here we go. Okay, isn't this neat? All right, let's look for number 3. There's 2. And Justin did do these again, and he said these have further instructions under them. It's just that these instructions give away what the pattern is. So when you basically get to this point and you've made almost the whole pattern, he said go ahead and rip that away and it'll give you the finishing ups. See, there's number 3. Okay. And it looks like this one is going to have some finishing ups for us as well. So let's look at what we're going to need. Okay, so it says here that we need 2 skeins of black Berlin wool, a small quantity of shaded green, and also some shaded pink will be required. Okay, so let me go and get some materials that I think will work. Okay, so I found my material. We're going to use a 3mm hook. It doesn't say what size hook to use, so I'm just using the hook size recommended on the yarn. And since I can't use black on camera, I went for this sort of a slate gray. I did find a green, a shade of green, and some pink. So let's get right into this. So it says, with black, make a chain of 6 loops. Unite the ends and work a round in plain double. Plain double means a single crochet. Keep in mind, these are nearly 200-year-old UK books, so we are not using modern US terminology. Plain is single crochet, double is single crochet. They just so happen to use both words to describe one stitch, single crochet. Increasing in every stitch of the first and second rows by working 2 stitches in 1 loop. Okay, so I've got my 6 chains formed into a ring, and it says to increase the first 2 rows by working 2 single crochet into every stitch. So we won't be working around the chain, we will be working through each chain stitch. That was 2 into the first stitch we joined into, and then 2 the next chain stitch over. So we basically want 12 single crochet by the end of round 1. Then we will want 24 by the end of round 2. Okay, be right back. Okay, I've got my 12 single crochet, so I'm going to go ahead and join into the top of my very first single crochet. It doesn't say to do that, but these patterns are notorious for not telling you how to end a row. So I'm going to chain 1 and start again, working 2 single crochet into every single crochet from the previous row, till I have a total of 24. And I'm going to go ahead and mark that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and join. Again, it doesn't say to do this, so I'm just taking a wild guess. Now it says 3rd, and 4th rows increase in every other stitch, 5th row in every 3rd, and so on sufficiently to keep it flat until it's rather more than 2 inches and a half in diameter. Okay. So now I'm going to start with my increase. Well, I'm going to start with my 2 single crochet into the same stitch. The next stitch over just gets 1. The next stitch over gets 2. The next stitch over just gets 1, and so on. The next stitch over gets 2. Next stitch gets 1. Okay, I'll be back at the end of this row. 5th row, going to start with my 2 single into the same stitch. And now the next 2 stitches get 1 single crochet in each, and then the 3rd one over gets 2, and then the next 2 get 1 each, and then the 3rd one over gets 2. And that's going to be the repeat all the way around. I will be back when we get back around to the beginning. All right, and it says to just keep working in this manner, basically keep increasing until we have reached, it says, then 2 inches and a half in diameter. So we'll keep increasing until we have reached 2.5 inches in diameter. Almost there, I suppose. So here we are at 2.5 inches in diameter. All right, so let's see, what do we have to do next? Now commence the shaded pink center, working in the following manner. Hold the right side of the round to you. Also keep the pink wool in front. Draw the end of it through the back about 2/3 of an inch from the edge, or I may say on the 4th row from the same, and sew it down. Work 1 double crochet, that means single crochet. Then 3 chain stitches, 1 double crochet stitch, missing a stitch, that means skip a stitch, of the round. Again, 3 chain stitches, 1 double crochet stitch, missing 1, and so on for this round, until within 2 stitches of the end. Then make the next double crochet stitch in the inner row of the round. And so continue working in this manner until the space is filled up, which forms a rose or rosette. Oh. Draw the wool through to the back and fasten off. Now I'm dying to know what's under here. Okay, so I'm thoroughly confused. I don't exactly know what any of that meant. So I'm going to go ahead and study this a little bit off camera, and then whenever I think I might have it figured out, I'll come back. So I've worked out the stitches. I think I may have it figured out after reading it over and over and over again and playing around with it a little bit. I think I may have it figured out, or figured out enough anyway. So here's what I think we have to do. We need to make a single crochet. So coming from the stitch, just after where we joined, there we go. And I'll go ahead and make a single crochet right there. Then chain 3 and another single crochet into the same stitch. Now without chaining, skip over the next stitch and into the next stitch after that. So we're going to skip over this stitch and into this stitch right here. Make a single crochet, then chain 3, and into the same stitch, make another single crochet. Then again, without chaining, skip the very next stitch, and in the one after that, we're going around the post of the stitch too. Here we go. Chain 3, and into the same, around that same post, work a single crochet, and my bad, without chaining, skip the next stitch, and around the post of the next stitch over, go ahead and start working your single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. So I'm going to work this almost all the way around because it does say to stop when you have just 2 stitches left. And I'll show you what I believe we're meant to do at that point. My circle is struggling to stay flat, I will admit, but it's cotton, so all it needs is to be soaked in some hot water and blocked, and that will take care of that. So I will be back. I'm going to work all the way around. Okay, so now I have just 2 stitches left. You can see that there. And sorry about the door. That's my son heading out to the garage. So now it says here we then make the next double crochet. So until within 2 stitches of the end. Oops, I'm sorry. Then make the next double crochet stitch in the inner row of the round, and so continue working in this manner until the space is filled up, which forms a rose or rosette. So what I think they mean is now, without finishing this row, we jump down right here. So, well, try not to grab that other yarn. There we go. Come down here and continue. 3 chains and then a single crochet into the same stitch. Okay, skip the next one right here, and then in the next one over, around the post of that stitch, we begin our next little stitch here. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. And we're just going to keep working this in a spiral. Well, try that again, Karina. There we go. Skip the next stitch and in the next one over. There we go. Keep working this spiral until it says until the space is filled. So when we come back around, I'm going to use this first row as my guide. So whenever this row comes back around to this point within 2 stitches of this point right here, I will move down here to this next row down, and then down the last round there. I guess that'll be 6 or 3 or something will get worked in these last stitches down here at the bottom. And it won't look like a rose, in my opinion. It'll look more like a chrysanthemum, but that's okay. I'm gonna finish this up, and then we will draw the wool through to the back and fasten off, and we'll get to see what's under here. Okay, be right back. Okay, here it is. Oh, isn't that cute? All right, now we can uncover the final instructions. And apparently these final instructions will basically give away what the item is. That's okay. We'll still uncover the title of the item as well once we're all done with it. So here we go. Okay. Now it says, here we go. Now join the green at the edge of the pen wiper. Okay. I genuinely don't know what a pen wiper is. I'm assuming what a pen wiper is, but maybe I'm assuming wrong. Oh yeah, that's what the back of it looks like. Okay, pen wiper. Of course, I'll Google what a pen wiper is whenever we're all done here. And work 1 double crochet stitch. Again, that means single crochet. 3 chain stitches, and so on, same as for the center. Now join the green at the edge of the pen wiper. So the outer edge here, and do this last round here so that I can join with a seamless. There we go. Start the single crochet and then pull through that green. There we go. And start with a chain 1 and a single crochet into the same stitch. Chain 3, single crochet into the same stitch again. then skip the next stitch and in the next one over, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet into the same stitch, and skip the next stitch and then the next one over, chain 3. Okay, I will finish working this all the way around and we'll see what we need to do next. There we go. I'll be back. Okay, just finished up this first row here, and it says fasten off at the back, then work round again in the same manner, but on the inner row of the black, which finishes the top of the pen wiper. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to join down here and chain 1 and cut. Okay, and just like I did before, I'll come down here and pull the green through, just like I did with the pink. Pull that green right on through. And then on this side, I'll come up this way and pull that green through. Chain 1 and work a single crochet, and my chain 3 and single crochet. All right, and then skip the next stitch. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then we skip the next stitch and in the next one over, do the same thing. Yeah, I've got all my ends weaved in. That's all right. We'll make it work. 1, 2, 3. So, okay, I'm going to keep working this all the way around, and I will be right back. Okay, just worked my last stitch, so right there. Now I'm going to just slip stitch right around here like this. There we go. Here's what we have so far. Very neat. Again, to me, it looks like a chrysanthemum. That's okay. That's okay. That's what the back of it looks like. Top of the pen wiper. For the back, crochet a plain round in black, same size as the top. Cut some rounds of black glazed calico to place and sew them together. Okay, so I went ahead and Googled what is black glazed calico, and it is a piece of material. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one done. I'm not going to worry about the crochet of round in the back because the point of putting this would have given the material something that we can stitch into. So it would have given it a raised lip. Oops. It would have given us a raised lip right here that we can stitch the black calico onto. But I don't have any black calico and I don't sew. So I think we have the essence of the pattern here. The spirit of the pattern is here. Let me hide these tails right here so we don't have to look at them. And this is a pen wiper. Now let me Google what is a pen wiper, although I assume what it is. Okay, just, you know, knowing that they wrote with feathers and they wrote with those fountain pens. And I do know, just from watching old TV shows, that you have to wipe the tip of your pen so it doesn't get clogged and it doesn't get yucky and dried. So I'm assuming that's what a pen wiper is, just something that you can wipe the tip of your pen off on. But let me Google it really quick. Yeah, okay, that's exactly what it was. And you can Google it as well, just Victorian pen wipers, and you'll find all kinds of really neat, intricate designs for pen wipers, and even certain laws that were passed that mandated that every school child on their desk had an inkwell, a pen wiper, and a third item I already forgot. But yeah, so these are pretty neat. So yes, you would just wipe your pen like that. And that's all that you would need to do. Now, it's asking for black calico in the back, so my guess is they would have the pen wiper on the desk like this, all pretty. Then whenever they were writing, they would flip it over to the back side and wipe their pen on the back calico part, because it did say that all pen wipers were meant to be made in black. So the top of this is a pink and green, like rosy ornate. I'm assuming that is so that your desk looks real pretty with it sitting there. But whenever you're actually getting to the work of writing, I think you just flip it over. And then whenever you're all done writing, whenever you need to write, you just flip it back. And your ink marks are hidden not only in the black, but they're facing down toward the table. So there you go. Victorian era. Let's unmask the actual name of the pattern. Here we go. A novel and a very pretty crochet pen wiper. Oh, I love the name of that title. A novel and very pretty crochet pen wiper. Okay, guys, well, we are done with pattern number 3 of this book. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. And I really enjoyed making this one. This one I actually genuinely learned a lot. So yeah, I like this a lot. And I'm going to keep it just like this. I'm going to sew my ends in and have it sitting next to my little mandala or mandala. And they're going to hang out with each other. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.